It's the Bugs and Daffy Show on Cartoon Network.
Next up, it's I Am Weasel, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Bugs and Daffy, followed by SWAT Cats on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Cartoon Show, followed by Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Space Ghost Coast to Coast, followed by Gumby on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, followed by the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Bugs and Daffy Show, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo, followed by the Rocky and Bullwinkle Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Gumby, followed by Johnny Quest on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Popeye, followed by Top Cat on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Top Cat, followed by Yogi Bear on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Yogi Bear, followed by Cartoon-a-Doodle-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Super Globetrotters, followed by Jabberjaw on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Banana Splits, followed by the Hair Bear Bunch on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Rocky and Bullwinkle, followed by Dudley Do-Right on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Scooby Movies, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Jetsons, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Acme Hour, followed by Scooby Movies on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry, followed by the Flintstones on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Captain Planet, followed by Max Steel on Cartoon Network.